Hey folks, it's Sid. Just kidding, it's Ben. I'm here with my sewing machine in this epic project that I've been working on. I don't know what draws me to this machine, but it's mechanically amazing with camshafts and levers and all that fun stuff, yet I don't know much about it, and I'm an engineer, so it's kind of my thing. So I've been trying to figure out how bobbins work. We did a video on how bobbins work, obviously, and I watched it a couple times, and then I had my wife explain it to me several more times, and then last night we were working on it because the bobbin wasn't working on this machine. Well, we finally figured it out to a degree. I was essentially just sat here downstairs and ran the machine by hand for an extended period of time watching the mechanism. And here we have the bobbin. There's thread inside of it. And so now what I've got it clear in my head is that when this string comes down, the needle pushes it down. And then there's an arm that kind of grabs the string and loops it around the bobbin. Inside the bobbin is a string. So essentially we're looping a string around another piece, and that's how we get our sewing line. That doesn't make sense yet, but just follow me here. So when I run the machine forward, if you notice, the needle will come down. If it doesn't pull it out. The needle will come down. And then see this arm that's rotating back? It will actually grab it and loop it around and pull it down. And you'll see it near the end here. See, there it comes. It's coming around the outside of it. And then the tension of the machine will pull it. And I'm going too slow, so this is really going to work well. But it will pull it back up and over the arm and create that loop, and the whole process starts again where this comes back to reset and grab it again. The needle's on its way up and then it's on its way down again. So that process goes over and over and over again, and that's how it essentially sews. Problem number one we were having with this machine is it wasn't doing that. So essentially it's just a needle with a thread poking up and down that doesn't sew. Come to find out how the hook runs, and I'm running really long in the video here, is it grabs the, if you notice there's a whole orientation on this needle here, and it's left to right. And the way this is actually set up custom, something was changed at some point in its life, and it was different. So by making sure that the needle hole was left to right, that allowed that little hook arm to grab it and actually get it to loop. So it's actually running again. So that's good for us. Of course, that discovered another problem, and here's the actual bobbin from this machine. This one's from the brother that's over behind me. Is that there's a certain amount of tension. Everything with these things is tension, including operating them for me. There's a certain amount of tension you have to have when you're pulling it off the bobbin. Now this one is really loose, and in theory there's a screw here that you tighten or loosen to adjust the tension, but this one doesn't seem to be working very well. It's always too loose, so that's not cool. So, and what seems to be cool, we just took one out of the brother and it slid right into this one here, and that allows, by using this one, which is tensioned correctly, it actually sews. So now we have our $7.50 yard sale unit here, and now I'm going to demo it for you because I don't know how to sew. I really don't know how to run a sewing machine either, but I know there are a lot of guys out there who probably don't, and but you probably should, because these machines are really cool mechanically. So I'm going to take my fabric here, line it up. Do I need to put the foot down? So I'm going to put the foot down here, and if I give the pedal a little juice, bring the needle up here, if I pull it, bring the foot back up, and see, now it's sewing a good line. This goes back and forth, and then the bobbin thread is actually underneath here. So you could actually, and it's green, I should probably use two different colors next time. Whoops. And then pass out. No. There's actually just a string underneath that's been looped around. So you could pull that bobbin, in fact maybe I can for the video, pull it right out. It's only held on by the tension of that looping around. You know, it's pretty good so it won't actually come out. But that's how it works, is it runs a thread along the bottom and then essentially scrolls around it with the needle. That's how a sewing machine, at least this one, works. And then the different settings are if you wanted the needle left or right, how back do you want to go back and forth, and how fast do you want to go with the feed dog. So that's how it works, and we've got it working, except I've got to get the original bobbin tension to be correct, and I'll have to tear that one apart down. Maybe that's its own little video, but that's how a bobbin works. And so we have our $7 part 2 of the series here, machine working. So we have, at this point in time, in theory, a fully operational sewing machine. There's also tension settings here, which I'm not extremely familiar with. Still don't quite know what that's for yet, but I'm getting there. And like I said before, oof, I'm going to drop that screwdriver. I'm looking at, it's an amazing assortment of cams underneath here that operate everything, and it's just fantastic. So it'll be fun to get into those and see how they're working. But we do now have a functional machine once I get the original bobbin going. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the series, because this is a series on this lovely machine here. Subscribe to our channel, Red Barn Homestead. And if you like this video, please like it. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them. But with that, I'll say adieu and have a good day.